Prepare to fire the volley!
We just heard the 3-gun salute followed by taps, and as you saw now, the folding and presentation of the 2 flags that will be given to Chief Acevedo to present to Officer Padron's 2 little girls, a 6-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old daughter by the names of Ariana and Olivia. This has been a service that started this morning. The formal service started shortly after 11 o'clock, and it's expected to go on here on the grounds of Shoreline Church in North Austin, probably for another 30 minutes before Officer Padron's casket is loaded onto a hearse, and then there will be a long procession all the way to his final resting place in San Angelo, where he'll be buried on Friday. Hundreds of police officers, not only here from Austin, but from throughout the state, including San Angelo, where Officer Padron served for more than 13 years, came to pay their respects today at this service. Many of them following him all the way back to San Angelo for his burial. The Austin public is also encouraged to participate in this procession that will start up as soon as this service is over at Shoreline Church. It'll be a 30-mile procession until it leaves the Central Texas area on its way to the trip to San Angelo. In a moment, we will also see an air unit flyover in honor of Senior Officer Jaime Padron. Chief Acevedo, as you saw, entered the tent and leaned down and is now presenting the flag to the daughters, the surviving daughters of Officer Padron. That was the first flag. Now here's the second flag to the second daughter. We've been hearing it all week about Officer Padron, that he was a man loved by his fellow officers and also the people he served. The man, the officer, who always had a smile on his face. The man always willing to help someone in need. A huge turnout by the community and police officers today to pay their final respects to a man that will be missed by the Austin community. Chief Acevedo sharing some moments with the daughters of Officer Padron. The chief said last week when they held a news conference hours after the shooting and the killing, a rather stoic chief most of the time, broke into tears when he said that he had the heartbreaking task of sharing the news that with the two little girls that their daddy was gone. And he said that one of the daughters whispered in his ear at the time, and he says, "Could you please tell my grandparents that my daddy is a good man?" And that is what we've been hearing all this time as we see the flyover over the graveside, that Officer Padron indeed was a good man. We're nearing the end of the graveside service. In a moment, there will be what's called the final 42 radio call by Chief Acevedo and dispatch.
And hold officer Jaime Padron, 1042. Officer Jaime Padron began his clear duty on August 7th, 2007, correction 2008, and ended his clear duty on April 6th, 2012. On the authority of Chief Acevedo, the office of Chief Padron, 6674, instantly retired. And Officer Jaime Padron, 1042. That's the officer.
The APD Pipe and Drum Corps playing Amazing Grace, concluding today's funeral in Austin for fallen police officer Jaime Padron. I'm joined now by KITV's Lisa Lee Kelly, who's at the scene right now of the funeral. Lisa?
Ron, things here are close to being wrapped up. We understand that, as you have so well narrated, that Officer Acevedo was the one who presented the two daughters with the two flags from their father's coffin, a flag that I can only imagine will be treasured for the rest of their lives. I mean, what an amazing day for a 6 and a 10-year-old. It's hard to even wrap your mind around what they must be, how they're processing all of this. And of course, we've been hearing the amazing drum corps, pipe and drum corps from APD. And after this, of course, everyone's going to be ready for the long procession, and that's going to be going all the way 200 miles to San Angelo. A lot of these officers will be going, a lot of them will not be, which is why they have had this semblance of a graveside service today with the tent and with the chairs and outside, so that they could do the gun salute, the flyover, these sorts of things. Most of this will be redone on Friday during the graveside service in San Angelo at Lawn Haven Cemetery, where Officer Padron will be buried. But this was for those today who are not able to make that 200-mile trip. And as I mentioned earlier, once Officer Padron arrives, once his coffin arrives at the cemetery there in San Angelo, members of that police department will be standing watch on him 24/7 until he is buried. Back to you, Ron.
Thank you, Lisa. As she mentioned, the procession, a motorcade, will be going through downtown Austin, passing one more time by Austin Police Department headquarters, where Officer Padron worked for the past 3.5 years, and it's on its way to San Angelo. And there are people who have gathered there right now, too. We have KITV's Angel Covarrubias, who is standing by at APD headquarters with what he's seeing there. Angel?
Hey, Ron. Well, the crowd continues to grow here at APD headquarters. People out here, a lot of folks telling me that they didn't know Officer Padron personally, but wanted to come out here today to show their respect. Some of them even holding up American flags to also honor his service while he was in the military. Again, the crowd here continues to grow, and they've added to the memorial that keeps on growing here at APD headquarters. People here just standing by, waiting as the procession will come by I-35 here. We did get to talk to Butch Powell. He works at APD in the evidence room. He tells me that it's been a very tough week for them. But what he did tell me is that the community outpour has been tremendous. Just leaving flowers here, leaving messages, anything to help the family. And he tells me that has helped not only the Padron family, but also APD officers who are also dealing with this tragedy, Ron.
Thank you, Angel. As Angel was talking, we just noticed that the pallbearers had loaded Officer Padron's casket onto the hearse that will be winding its way down I-35 to Highway 71 and making the 3.5 hour trip to San Angelo.